All right, and here we are.
Are we?
I think we're live.
Seems like it.
We're pretty close to 10 o'clock, 10:06 p.m.
Dude,
that's not bad.
That's 10 o'clock for me.
Joey and me both have the tank top season going. And if you don't know what we mean by our tank top season, it's because you obviously haven't listened to our past podcasts, which you can find on the Big Cat Country feed. You can find on our YouTube channel, Jaguars United, or our Twitter at Jaguars_United.
Hey, if you're not on board, get on board. And it's going to take some dedication because we're coming on the colder months. I mean, if you're really a Jags fan, if you're really tanking for Trevor, it's going to be serious.
I mean, I had no issue wearing a tank top because here in Jacksonville, it was like 75 degrees.
Yeah, it wasn't bad today.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of rainy, though. There's a little wind.
So,
I mean,
I guess so. I had no problem putting a tank top on, though. But news, before we jump into the news of the day, Jake Luton. Is Jake Luton the next Gardner Minshew? Before we get into that, are you concerned that Trevor Lawrence has COVID? Is this making you reconsider your evaluation that he has COVID?
He's had COVID for like 2 weeks, so it's like the only thing he's going to be fine. He's like a specimen, but I don't know about them winning this week. Their name's pretty legit.
I saw they're favored by 5. Me
crazy.
personally, my knee-jerk reaction, I'd put money on Clemson.
Really?
I think they beat Notre Dame by more than 5.
Oof.
Because once they started getting things rolling last week, like in the second half, like they were fine. It just kind of took them a second. I mean, they got down early big, and again, Trevor Lawrence wasn't playing. But yeah, I mean, honestly, my gut would say take Clemson.
I'm gonna marinate on that for a little bit. I might take you up on that offer.
Okay,
if that is an actual offer, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to do that for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
What size is that tank top? We might bet tank tops.
This tank top is a large.
Oof, yeah, we can't go there.
After a few washes, though, it feels like a small, but I guess that's how it goes. We appreciate you guys being here in the chat with us. If you're listening to the podcast, you can check out our live show we do on YouTube. It's usually on Mondays. Today's on a Thursday.
It's my fault.
Well, there's elections and
soccer season started for high school, so
there's
it's
all
like
kind of things going on.
My bad.
So we're here talking Jags. We love getting the fans in the conversation because, quite frankly, there's a void in the fans' voice in the Jaguars media, and we decided to do a live show, and here we are.
I mean, at this point, there's like no fan voice,
and that's really on the fans because I feel like they've kind of dropped off as far as like their involvement.
Not our fans.
Not our fans.
I mean, how many we got on there right now?
We have 9 watching, and we just started.
Is the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. And it's weird. It's like when we went closer to like midnight.
That's when they start popping.
That's when people start coming on. It's
I know.
like, man, you guys need to go to bed. I guess that's what I need to say. Christian Charles says, Noti Gang, notification gang. I learned what that means through doing this show.
Still don't know what you just said, but I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Charlie Boy, tank top season is in full swing.
Boom.
Go Jags. As you can see,
Boom.
Joey and me are both in our tank tops this week because we've been tanking since week 1.
Yeah.
C. Breacher says, I said this a couple live streams ago, but Luton is the future. Just wait.
Oh, I love it. I got so much on Luton tonight. Like, I'm so excited.
Joey has so much on Luton.
Like, I have a spreadsheet.
Joey, are you going to be the new Harper of the backup quarterbacks? Has the torch been passed?
I'm just jumping on the bandwagon of the Trent's backup quarterback bus.
I don't think anyone will ever do it the way Cody Kessler did me. I feel like Cody Kessler still could have been great.
I don't know. I'm going to set myself up for some severe failure tonight, Jason.
Christian Charles seems to think that Jake Luton could be a future backup, being sarcastic, future 6-time Pro Bowler. And he's calling this shirt a schmedium, which I promise is a large.
Jason's just that buff.
I just make larges look that small. That's all I can say.
It's the truth.
That's all I can say.
I thought it was like a double XL is why I asked. I was going to bet him the tank top because there's a potential I could wear it, but apparently not. A lot of the people that watch me do my film reviews and my film breakdowns, they don't realize that, you got to lift heavy sometimes. He lifts heavy.
You got to lift heavy. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for noticing the tank top size. Kev B, what a terrible state of the franchise. Good way to start.
Yeah.
Where Shad or his kid to step up and take ownership. Justin Fields looked incredible. Okay, so he has 3 points there.
All valid.
Terrible state for the franchise. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Where is Shad Khan or his kid to step up and take control of the team?
Don't care. They don't care. I mean, they don't care. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And Justin Fields looked incredible.
He looked amazing. Great points. No argument.
Christian Charles says Trevor or Fields, please. And I I have this weird thing I can't shake, Joey, and I gotta just get your opinion on this. Is it weird for me to think that the Jags are gonna end up with the number 1 pick?
No.
They're gonna end up with the 21st pick, and all the mock drafts are gonna say Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Pitts. Everything I'm seeing on Twitter, everyone's mock drafts are Trevor Lawrence 1, Kyle Pitts at 21, and it's everyone's that's what everybody wants. Would it surprise you if both Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts were I'm going to come back for another year of college?
No way. But with the Jags, here's my take on this, and this is why I'm got a lot of research on Luton. Dude, Jags are going to jag, and they are going to beat Houston this week. And I said this 2 days ago before the COVID stuff, so I'm glad we're doing this on Thursday because Luton is 6'6", prototypical, strong arm, best guy in camp. That's what everybody's saying. What's everybody's saying? Okay. No, that's what everybody is saying that's in the Jag, whatever.
Right, I'm with you.
So we bring him in. Why? Who cares about him? Why do we bring him in? Answer that question for me.
I think they genuinely do like what they have in Luton. And here's me just thinking best case scenario. Gardner Minshew gets traded in the offseason for a 4th-round pick.
But why? Keep him as a backup. That's what I'm saying.
If Luton can show you that he can be a backup, would it really surprise you if Luton came in and was, at least halfway as good as Gardner?
No, that's the problem we're going to have.
Yeah,
we're going to win this game against Houston. I'm locking it in. We are beating Houston this week if the game happens. Said that before COVID because of the fact he's coming in. Dude had 28 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in college, ran a pro-style offense. He's going to come in and spark something. And on top of that, they don't have Merciless. COVID. They about traded Will Fuller. Deshaun Watson's got to be what the heck is going on here?
JJ
Watt.
Yeah,
exactly. He came out today and said, I want to be on a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on a rebuild team. Their team is almost as big of a dumpster fire as ours. Jags are winning this weekend because they're Jags. They can't even lose right.
I could see that. I could also see JJ Watt ending up in Baltimore, and they just have this incredible defensive line, and just because they make a run there. I think you're not far off when you say there's a chance they could win. I still don't think so because if we really think about it, how much is Jake Luton really going to give you? I know he's a change of pace from Gardner Minshew, being the exact opposite as far as archetype of quarterback. But, how many points do you really expect Jake Luton to put up with this offense? Gardner Minshew could really put points up.
I think that Houston is as bad as we are, and they're not trying, and we are trying.
Houston is bad, and they are not trying, and they will still beat us. That's how bad we are. We are, without a doubt, no bars hold, the second worst team in the NFL. I think we could maybe beat the Jets.
I think the stars are aligning for us to ruin our chances for a 1st or 2nd round pick unless we trade the house to get there, which we should if it happens. Don't get me wrong. I don't know.
Sea Breacher says Luton is a big arm. He's 6'5", and that's about it. He's actually 6'6" and a quarter. I did some research on Jake Luton. Yeah. He went to Idaho. Out of high school, he wasn't highly recruited. Idaho was the only team who offered him a scholarship that was D1. He goes to Idaho. When he's at Idaho, Idaho's program decided to go from D1 to D2.
So he's like,
while Luton was there.
It's like Colorado State, where you at?
On top of that, he couldn't get into, or on top of that, he couldn't beat out the starter for the job. So not only was that happening, that was happening.
Oof.
So he transfers to a community college, Ventura College in California. He throws 40 touchdowns in a community college.
You sure it wasn't grades is why he had to go to the community college?
Well, if it was grades, then I didn't see any of that. Okay. But all the other evidence showed that it was them going D2.
He looks a little dumb. I mean, just a little slow. I'm just saying. Sorry, Luton. You do. I mean, your almost entire name's gluten. I wish we were gluten-free.
Okay.
Did I break your concentration?
Luton was good. Yeah, Luton was good.
So 40 touchdowns and how many picks?
I don't even know.
All right.
8, I think. And then
that's a good ratio.
He got a shot at Oregon State, and he goes there and plays well. And
he
I
played
lost my train of thought because Joey called him Jake Gluten.
Hey, man. Lots of people have a gluten allergy. It's a serious condition, Jason. Not something to laugh about.
It's not. You're right. You're right. Cooper Gore says Kyle Pitts won't be there at 20. I think he would. Tight ends are falling. I mean,
I think he will be too.
After the Ravens got tremendously more value out of Mark Andrews than they did Hayden Hurst, people were like, okay, let's maybe not draft tight ends that high.
I hope, because I mean, he's the next Kelsey or.
Who's the last tight end that was drafted high that was good? I mean, well, you have to go back really far. I mean, Hawkinson's, is he worth that pick?
No.
O.J. Howard, was he worth that pick?
No.
I mean, now you're getting into, no one drafted in the top 10. I understand there's players that are like hybrid receiver tight ends.
Which is Pitts.
Which I guess you could say is Pitts. But I don't think he goes top 20. Maybe. I mean, he's balling. I don't know. There's such a premium put in the trenches. You don't see tight ends go very often. But Pitts is actually looking kind of nasty. I'm not going to lie. Christian Charles says offensive tackle at 20 maybe. And he says if we win, he's going to pass out.
We are going to win. That's what the Jags do.
Christian, you're going to pass out regardless. Don't act like the win or the loss is going to affect whether the fact that you pass out while watching the Jags game, because when watching a Jags game, there's not very much. I
just want to help everybody out. Like, we're going to win this week.
I don't know,
It's
Joey.
a lock.
I don't think we're going to win.
Set yourself there so that you're not emotionally distraught after they win this weekend. Only way we're not winning is if they have to cancel it for COVID.
I don't think we win, but I guess we'll see. I mean, they still have Deshaun Watson. They still have Will Fuller. They still have Brandon Cooks. They still have Randall Cobb. They still have their whatever tight end they're going to roll out there. Fedorowicz, whatever that's going to tear us up.
Hey, they brought McCown in just in case that Deshaun Watson has the Rona too.
Yeah. Christian, why are you wishing winning on us? Don't wish that evil on us.
I'm not wishing it. I'm trying to set myself up so I'm not emotionally devastated after it happens.
Gavin Baker says, I'll be at the game this Sunday, and I'm 2-0 at the games I've gone to.
Why are you going to the game, dude?
But he says he really hopes we lose.
Sit in the parking lot. Tailgate.
Whatever game it was, like 5 years ago, when Jason Myers hit that 50-yarder against the Dolphins. You remember that?
That was awesome.
Yeah, he hit like a 50-yarder against the Dolphins to win the game.
The worst win ever.
Yeah, it was horrible. We were trying to tank that year, too.
We went from 3rd to 7th or 8th or something like that, right?
I missed that game. My buddy got so drunk that we had to leave, and he was in the parking lot. And I missed the field goal. And there was a long period of time of games that I attended that we did not win after that. So I was convinced that I needed to go to the parking lot at the end of the game in order for us to win.
Hey, I've done crazier stuff.
It was a dark time as a Jaguar fan.
Hey, got to wear these socks or something bad's going to happen.
C. Breacher says McDonald's or Burger King. Does anyone go to Burger King anymore?
Dude, I love Burger King.
Oh.
Burger King's cheeseburgers are the best.
Well, you also think that the Jags are going to win next week, so.
What's that got to do with burgers?
I think your opinion's off.
I would eat Burger King 9 times out of 10 over McDonald's, unless we're talking about McDonald's nuggets.
Give me those McNuggets. That's what
or the English muffin sausage.
Give me
cheese.
those McNuggets, Joey.
I agree, but we're talking about burgers.
Every day. Kev B says, our defense's talent / execution.
Whoa, he said defensive talent?
He's saying our defensive talent is so poor
that
every team will score 30-plus points on us.
Yes.
But our offense, even on good days, will score only 25, a few touchdowns. But a bunch of mistakes, too, which limits our scoring.
Not when Luton's in there, because he can move the ball downfield with his big arm. He doesn't have a quick release, Jason, but he's got a big arm.
He does have a big arm. He was it. I saw today he threw 90-mile-an-hour fastball in high school.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what they're feeding us?
Yeah.
This is what they're feeding us.
You got to buy into something.
90-mile-an-hour fastball in high school.
Dude,
that's a win. Chalk it up.
The guy has taken 0 snaps with the first team offense.
But Joey, he
0 snaps.
Joey, when he was 17, he was throwing a baseball 90 miles an hour. That's all I need to say.
He should be playing pro baseball.
That's all I need to say. Banks says he's 1-2 this year going to games. That's not bad.
Nah.
That's pretty good.
We'll take it. You can show up.
Yeah. I'm going to a Jag game. I haven't been to one this year.
You going to the Pittsburgh game?
No, I don't even know which one I'm going to. I'm going to some in December. Me and some friends had a group text about it. Bought some tickets. Kev B says Burger King was founded in Jacksonville.
Really? I did not know that.
Nah, he probably made that up, but it could be true.
Dude, I'm
not going to fact check it.
The Whataburger on Penman used to be a Burger King. When I was a kid, rode my bike there all the time. The chicken sandwich, classic chicken, their burgers, they're the best.
I do like Whataburger now. Don't go talking about Whataburger.
I'm a fan of Whataburger. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've got a love for Burger King because of where it was at.
That's sentimental. Doesn't count.
Yeah. You used to get the crowns, you know.
Banks said, do you see Ozigbo and Raquel coming back this year? Yeah, I see Ozigbo and Raquel and Chantrell and Chris and every other guy they can pick up off the street. I see all of that happening for sure. Yeah.
If they're properly tanking, I just don't get not starting Mike Glennon. We know Mike Glennon's horrible. Why not start him? Why put Luton in there?
Because we're not trying to win.
No, Glennon would be better. We're going to lose with Glennon for sure. I think you would have a
better chance at winning with Glennon than you do Luton.
I disagree.
Luton's never played a snap.
Okay.
Glennon has experience. Glennon was drafted
Glennon made like $80 million and won like 3 games. Doesn't want to play.
Glennon was drafted in...
Luton has something to prove.
Well, Glennon was drafted in like one of those famous drafts.
And the Bears paid him like a boatload of money.
Yeah.
And he sucks. Luton has something to prove. Start Glennon. He don't want to be out there.
TJ Maxx says we're going to accidentally win 2 games.
Exactly. Because we're Jags.
Yeah. So then I saw this post on a message board today. If we get the 3rd best quarterback,
who do
you want?
No. Dude, if we're not picking 1 or 2, give every single draft pick we have, all of them, every single one of them to whoever we can trade up to. Every single one of them. They may not
want that. People may not want that.
Dude,
they may want Fields. They may want Lawrence.
Who would turn down every single draft pick in the draft?
The Jets would probably want Trevor Lawrence over every pick.
First of all, I think New England's going to throw it against the Jets.
I think so too, but somehow the Jets will still end up with the number 1 pick. And then you have who's the second worst team? There's
Washington.
The Giants.
The Giants have won a couple.
The Giants, I think they only won 1 as well, but I think they recently just said they're in on Daniel Jones, but don't believe that for even a half of a second. If you have the chance to get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, I think you take him over Daniel Jones any day of the week.
What if Trevor Lawrence died of Rona? Would that be like the worst thing ever to happen in sports?
Probably, yes.
How crazy would that be?
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. You think about people that have died in sports that was really
most of them are drug related or
yeah, but you think
weird...
about Kobe Bryant was probably the biggest biggest tragedy,
and he wasn't even playing anymore. At
exactly.
That point.
Trevor Lawrence would be that much.
Because really, he caught it over a week ago. It's been long enough for him to take a couple tests.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about his condition? Is he?
I haven't. Gavin Baker says if Lawrence dies of COVID, that will be the climax of 2020,
and it'll be the Jags' fault.
I'm telling you right now, Lawrence is not coming out if the Jaguars are the number 1 pick.
You don't
if the
think
Jaguars are the number 1 pick, he's going to go, you know what? I like Clemson. It's a pretty nice school. I'm going to just chill here. And we're going to go, oh, okay, that's about right.
Dude, he's a Southern boy.
Kyle Pitts is going to go, I'm going to stay in Gainesville for 1 more year. And the Jags are going to end up with the BYU quarterback and the tight end from Nebraska. Yeah, that's what's going to happen in Jacksonville.
Dang, should we just end the show right there?
No, let's keep going in some comments. If you don't have any, if you're listening to the podcast and you're wondering why we're fired up, it's because we're on a live show and we've been this building for moments and weeks, and we're just
frustrated.
What do you have left to say about this team? We're bad. We're bad. You want some examples of how bad we are? We're the youngest team in the NFL. Want another example? We've spent the least amount of money of almost any team in the NFL. And the people in the front office are like, oh, we were trying to win.
Negatory.
Yeah. You were trying to win with the youngest team in the NFL and not spending any money.
Oh, all those free agents pickups we got.
Oh, yeah, all those good ones.
Which is 0.
Yeah. Hey, are you thinking about sitting out this year? Yeah. Okay, let's sign you. Welcome to Jacksonville.
I'm talking about now.
Yeah. I guess Miles Jack's been good, I guess.
Yeah.
If we're not getting a top 2 quarterback, I don't want one anymore. Maybe Zach Wilson, but says Banks. BYU quarterback Zach Wilson. They got a big game tomorrow.
Dude, BYU's fun to watch, but that's a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
TJ Maxx Play says if Luton is as game smart as Gardner, we win 7 games. That's pretty lofty.
Wow.
Luton, like I mean, he has a big arm, but man, a lot of the guys he was throwing to at Oregon State were wide open. And I mean, I guess there's something to be said about a quarterback that can read the defense and find an open guy.
Well, same thing for Minshew at Washington.
But I mean, man, these Oregon State dudes were wide open, like dropping them off. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying he's bad in any, and I had more faith in Minshew as a 6th-round quarterback than I do as Luton as a 6th-round quarterback, even before I had seen them play a snap.
I'd actually have, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, at least Minshew at least had some like hype around him. A guy that was wanted in Alabama and had some impressive passing numbers. Unless you count Luton's passing numbers at community college.
Amazing.
Which were great. Great numbers in community college.
I heard he was really good at flag football, too.
I heard he tore it up in the B League.
Jack's Beach.
Yeah.
It was A-League, actually.
Oh, A-League.
Yeah,
Okay.
It
wow,
was. It was A-League.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Christian Charles says, laughing my ass off, he would avoid the Jets first. I mean, honestly, New York versus Jacksonville, I mean, I'd rather go to New York.
Dude, he went to Clemson, though, which is a small town. He's a Southern guy. I mean, this argument, like, pisses me off, like, honestly, because...
How?
How's it piss? Who wants to play for the Jets or the Giants? I don't care about the market whatsoever.
The market is everything.
The
market's everything.
Dude, if you're a baller, you can market yourself wherever you're at.
Yeah,
but you get paid either way.
But if you're not a baller, you can get paid in a big market.
Okay, so Daniel Jones, he getting paid?
Probably. He's probably doing endorsements and sponsorships. I'm sure he's getting paid big money to be in New York.
And he would, dude. Okay, state income tax. How about that? That makes up for the marketing difference.
I mean, still, like
that's a stupid. For me, that's a stupid argument. Unless you're,
it's not. There's a reason why players want to go to big markets.
Okay, go to Dallas. Like revitalize that franchise.
Why go to Dallas when you can get drafted by New York? Which is
you're still gonna suck because the owner sucks. Just like the Giants, they suck.
Well, when you're a 20-year-old kid, you're not thinking about the owner sucks. You're thinking about going to New York.
Do you not think that he has an entire team around him at this point? Like
yeah, I mean,
the Jared Lawrence, like marketing.
Yeah, I mean,
dude, those guys are telling him everything he should do, everything he should say. I just don't think that the fact that Jacksonville's a smart market, he would not want to come here. I disagree with that.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to play for the Jets. Maybe the Giants.
I'd rather play for the Jets than the Jags.
Dude, I don't
if
know.
I was an outsider and wasn't born and raised in Jacksonville, the New York would seem like a much better option than Jacksonville.
Why not be a giant fish in a small pond versus who cares in New York about him if the team sucks?
Because there's something.
You've got a bajillion other things going on.
The publicity you get in a big market like New York sets you up.
Only if you win. You get lost otherwise.
There's just more opportunity.
So
it's more marketable. All right. I don't know.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
Gavin Baker says Caldwell will probably find a D2 quarterback and draft him with our first pick, thinking he's found a gem in the draft like he did with Quincy Williams. Yes, Quincy Williams, Josh Oliver, Ben Barch, all guys that probably shouldn't have been drafted where they were, but were.
We'll draft like 5th or 6th, and then we'll trade up to the 3rd to get Kyle Trask because the only tape that DC watches is within like a 2-hour radius of the Jag Stadium.
You know, I would be okay with Kyle Trask as a backup. I think
Kyle Trask is he's going to be a great backup. Yeah. But
you know who else has been balling? Felipe Franks has been balling.
He has been playing well. Yeah. Arkansas is nothing to mess with right now.
Yeah. Christian Charles says he's from Georgia, right? Talking about Lawrence. Yes. Yeah. Same with Justin Fields. Yeah. Correct. C. Breacher says the NFL market does not matter nearly as much as the NBA.
I agree.
I was going to bring up LeBron going to LA, so I'm glad that you addressed that, C. Breacher, before I said it.
He went to Miami, too. I mean...
Yeah, that's true. Kev B says New York and Cali markets might be seeing 62% income taxes soon.
Boom.
Oh, Florida might be seeing income taxes soon. You never know. TJ Maxx Play says Jets ruined Sam Darnold and Giants are ruining Danny Dimes. The New York teams don't deserve first-round picks. We are a much better team to build around. Are we, though? Are we a much better team to build around? The Jets, yes. I'd give you that. We are a much better team to build around than the Jets. However, the Jets' defense is significantly better than ours.
At the moment.
I mean, they traded, like, some guys, and they have some injuries, which I could say the same about Jacksonville. But their offenses are probably comparable. Maybe the Jags get the upper hand slightly. When you get to the Giants, though, you're looking at guys like Saquon Barkley.
Okay, the Giants I agree with. I would say the Giants, but I don't think they're going to be in the mix, man. The Giants are okay enough to win a couple more games.
Maybe. But you said the same about the Jags, and you said that the Jets are going to get tanked by the Patriots, and so now we're looking at...
I'm not saying the Jags are good enough to win a couple games. I'm saying the Jags suck so bad at everything that we're going to mess up losing that we're going to do something to win a couple games.
Yeah, I guess that could happen. Kev B says, we're definitely a better roster than the Jets/Giants. The Giants have some good defensive tackles, though. I mean, Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram. Who were the receivers they had for a while? I mean...
Golden Tate,
Sterling Shepard. I mean, they had some playmakers on offense. Their offensive line was pretty bad.
Yeah, the Giants shouldn't be so bad. But Barkley's hurt still, right?
Yeah, Barkley's hurt. Yeah. And, they got a young quarterback. I mean, the Giants will probably be okay. But, I mean, they're injured, and I could see the Jags. I mean, what if you're right? What if Luton does come in and rattle off 2 out of the next 5? You know?
It'd be the worst thing ever.
Exactly. But, I mean, you don't know. I have a weird feeling that this game might not get played. Like, do you have that feeling?
It's very possible. I'm almost hoping it doesn't because I really think we're going to win if it does.
It just seems like everything's pointing toward like a couple more tests popping up. And
it'd be the best thing ever if that happens. Like, I hope the game gets canceled because if it doesn't, I mean, they're out. Dude, Merciless is a big loss. Yeah,
Merciless is really good. I agree. Whoever the linebacker was, I can't remember who.
Yeah, the guy's a solid starter, and I agree. I think there's gonna be a couple more. So,
but Minshew's out with injury.
They played the stinking Packers game tonight, and they had the same sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Kev B, every NFC East team will get 3 wins because they're all playing against each other. Somehow, like, the Eagles are going to find a way to, like, win. Like,
see, that's the worst division, I think, in the past, 50 years?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, there's some bad teams. I mean,
like, how did Dallas get so bad?
Well, their quarterback got hurt.
No, they were bad before that, though.
Yeah. Well,
I think he probably broke his ankle on purpose.
I mean, they had a little playoff run a couple years ago.
I'm saying, like, this year, though. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott's fallen off a cliff. Like, their offensive line's, like, crap now, apparently. I mean, I don't know.
The NFL is crazy, man.
It happens quick.
I mean, you never know. I mean, look how quick the Jags went from being dominant, best defense in the league to, again, the bottom dweller.
Shoot, Houston's another example, man. I mean, they've been a perennial playoff team, like, past 10 years, and they look horrible.
Yeah. Started 0-4, fired their coach.
It's almost like everybody wants Trevor Lawrence.
It is. It is. And, I mean, we've been eyeing this guy for years. So,
it's been our plan.
Yeah. I mean, people were talking about Trevor Lawrence like 2 years ago.
What would it take to get Andrew Luck out of retirement is what I want to ask. I mean, seriously, like, let's focus on that plan. Can we pull that off?
Still available.
Rich Gannon. He's like 60.
Christian Charles says, I'm fine with the offense stacking points, to be honest. Just need the defense to keep stinking it up. 33-30 would be a nice score this week.
With a loss.
Yeah.
I agree. That's what I said at the beginning of the season.
If you think
lose
for
every
half
game
of a second that Jacob Luton is going to score 30 points, then you are delusional. You are absolutely delusional if you think Jake Luton is going to come in and score 30 points. Delusional.
Strong arm. Prototypical. 6'6". Pro-style offensive college. Doesn't make mistakes.
I'm rooting for the guy. Hope he has a great career.
You shouldn't be rooting for the guy.
Would never say a bad thing about anyone. But you are delusional if you think he's going to come in and score 30 points.
You should be rooting for Luton to be at the beach bars tomorrow night because he's getting a start and he's trying to parlay that into some play and that he catches the Rona.
How can he can see over the offensive line? If I
that's exactly
Jake
right.
Gruden, yeah.
It's like, hey, there's Shark. I can see him. I'll throw to that guy.
Oh, this is weird.
Like, wow, he's open.
Wow, these are the plays, huh?
I don't have to run out of the pocket.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I just don't know. James Robinson's good, but they're just going to basically stack the box and make Luton throw. I mean, he'd probably have some success throwing a couple of verticals to Chark or Cole, and they come down with the ball a couple of times. But no way they score 30 points.
Dude, if he doesn't have 2 pick sixes, I'll be amazed.
Exactly.
It's like a funny argument.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I know. Dude, Are you kidding me?
He's so over his head. He's going to be so swamped. Like, you can't learn an offense and learn rhythm in 3 days. He's literally had no snaps whatsoever up to this point.
Hey.
None.
He looked good in training camp.
He did.
Non-contact
training camp.
Good. They didn't want to put him on the practice squad. They were afraid.
He looked the best
was gonna pick
in
him
training
up.
camp, actually, is what they said.
They were afraid that he was going to get poached by some team looking for a junior college transfer.
Luton might get his strong arm ripped off his body.
40 touchdowns in junior college.
That's impressive.
40 touchdowns.
Hey, 28-3 at Oregon State. He didn't make mistakes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can't blame the guy. All right, well, I'll say we take a quick little break here. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching the live show, it'll be a 2-minute break. If you're listening to the podcast, it'll be a couple ads, but just hang tight, support them. We appreciate the Big Cat Country feed for putting us on. We appreciate the fans and the people watching on the live show and being a part of it. We're going to check the scores of the games going on right now. And
got some fantasy stuff going on with it.
Yeah. So we'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be right back. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you very soon. All right, welcome back to a Jaguars United live show / podcast. Josh Burns says, "Can I get a Duval in the chat?"
No, never. I mean, Jason might.
Duval! I'm not scared to do it, Joey. I'm wearing the tank top, okay?
Dude, the Duval is the lamest thing.
Okay. You
ever.
know, I don't know what you were talking about in segment 1, the thing that made you mad. Oh, the Jaguars being a small market team. The thing that makes me mad is people that hate on the Duval chat.
Dude,
or chant. We finally have something that makes us unique. We finally have something that the rest of the league looks to us and thinks, that's kind of cool.
No, they don't.
And we're like,
we think that
blah, blah.
No, we think they look at us and think that's cool. It's not cool.
You're telling me Calais Campbell was yelling Duval? It wasn't cool?
Well, of course
exactly.
he's doing it because he would rip my arms off and beat me to death with them if I said it wasn't.
No, it's cool.
I'd rather have like the turn down for what? Or
oh my gosh,
come on,
Joey.
Duval.
Joined here with Joey. Thanks for watching the live show and the podcasts. If you're on the podcast, we want to direct you to our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of live shows we do during the season and the off season. We do like video breakdowns and positional breakdowns and things like that. We do usually do live shows on Monday night. We're doing a live show on Thursday night this week. And you know what? It feels kind of good.
It worked out well with all the news about the Rona and Houston. So, I mean, it's kind of timely.
That's true. That is true.
It does affect this weekend, man. I mean, either the game might not happen or it's going to be completely different than it would have been if that didn't happen.
That's very true.
And again, it works in our favor, which, come on, man. Has anybody got Rona like listening right now? Can you like go be around a Jags player and like cough in their face or something?
You know, I'm not trying to like humble brag here, but I went to the doctor this week. And you want to hear some good news?
Get some antibodies?
I have the antibodies.
Ah,
yeah.
I don't doubt it.
I got the Rona antibodies. I was a little suspicious that I had Rona in January because in January I got really sick. And it was before anything about Corona had even come out.
Yeah.
And I never get sick. And I was down and out 2 days in my bed. Never been that sick in my life. You know, 20 days later, there's whole Corona thing is like going on. I'm like, I think I had that 20 days ago. Turns out I have the antibodies.
So you're basically like a superhero now.
It feels good. You know, it feels like I did ain't nothing to deserve it, and I've just been chosen.
You've been chosen.
I've been chosen. Gavin Baker, as a Jaguars fans, what do we have to be optimistic about anymore? Can I take this one first?
Yeah, you started while I think about it.
Because I get it. It's horrible. And I even get the fact that we've been horrible for a long time. And no one knows that more than me. I am a season ticket holder. I go to almost every single game. I go to away games. A huge fan. I can never get past the fact that we have a team. We have a team that has home games. We have an NFL team. There's only 32 NFL teams, some of them in the same cities.
That's a great point.
The fact that we have a team, the fact that we have someone that we can like be totally loyal to, a team that we love, that sets us apart. And I'm always hesitant to get on to Shad Khan. I'm always hesitant to get on to Tony Khan because, you know, we have a team. So at least you can take solace in the fact that there's a chance that the good Lord may roll the dice in our favor and we get Trevor Lawrence and all of a sudden we're on the map.
I can't argue any of that. I mean, you look back on it. I mean, we got the team when I was a junior in high school, and it was the greatest thing ever. Like, a pro team coming to Jacksonville, like, legit. I mean, we had, like, the Lizard Kings, like, B-League hockey.
Yeah.
We had the Jacksonville Suns, which was, like, the shining crown of Jacksonville at that point. And, dude, we got an NFL franchise. I mean, it was amazing. Super Bowl came here. I mean, all the memories from that, taking the kids to the games, win or loss, that is a positive. We still have a team and doesn't look like it's going anywhere. But, man, they got to do something for the fans, too, because the fans have, small market or not, the fans have showed up. The fans have kept strong. Year in, year out, regardless of the product. And it just, dude, we've had, 4 good seasons in 25 years?
Yeah, I mean, when you put it in that perspective, it sucks. And, you know, it's kind of like one of those things. It's the age-old question of, would you have rather loved and lost or not loved at all? And, you know, sometimes it's the loved and lost because at least you had those 4 years.
Or you can take my philosophy. I'm going to be a Steelers and a Ravens fan, bandwagon as heck and then just root for the Jags to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have a college team like the Gators that you root for, then I guess it makes it okay. And we talked about on the break.
It's a good segue.
The Jags are hosting the day before the Jaguars in Houston play at TIAA Bank. The Gators and the Bulldogs will be playing at TIAA Bank.
Which is, again, as far as Jacksonville goes, one of the most important and biggest events of the year every single year. Only thing that outshines that is probably Monster Jam, but it's a close second.
Does the players count as like Jacksonville?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because the players, I think, is pretty big.
Bigger than Florida, Georgia?
Not bigger than Florida, Georgia, but it's probably second.
Okay. One and two, you can swap them out depending on what sport you like.
Florida, Georgia, I would say is bigger.
Agree.
Yeah. But
I would agree.
But, the Masters, the players
I agree.
Is a big deal, too.
I agree.
But never, or not as long as I can remember, has Florida, Georgia, and the Jags at home been on the same weekend.
Well, they said I don't think it has. Like, usually it's a bye week or we're in London.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, are you anticipating any issues for the Jags after the Gators and their high-flying offense tear up the field against the Bulldogs?
They'll be running so fast, like the turf is done.
Kadarius Toney will be tearing up the turf.
So on that, you're a hybrid FSU Florida fan.
Yeah, I like to play defense. Yes,
very much so.
Yes.
So I mean, I assume this year you're a Gators fan because they're better. All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
huge
Gator fan.
Do they win?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I saw the line come out 3.5. Georgia, it's moved up. So some people really believe that Georgia is going to win, but I just don't see a situation where Georgia can outscore Florida. I think Georgia's defense will have some success against Florida, maybe even have their third down percentage pretty low for most of the game. But I think when it comes down to it at the end, the Gators will win.
Dude, Florida's offense is absolutely nasty. I mean, it's one of the top offenses in the entire NCAA. Georgia's defense is up there as well, but you look at Georgia playing Kentucky, they could barely score 14 points.
Yeah.
You're going to have to score 30 points to beat the Gators.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least. So I'm with you, man. I think the Gators run the house on it. And, the question was posed to me by some people, if Mullen doesn't win this game, is that a concern for you? Not at all. Mullen has revitalized the program. He recruits like crazy. He's a Florida dude. Quarterback whisperer. I mean, Mullen's fine. My question to Georgia fans would be, if Kirby Smart doesn't win this game, are you concerned about Georgia? Because the whole reason they brought him in is, got to win the big game, right? So he got him to the NCAA championship, but they lost. Georgia doesn't want 10-2 in an SEC championship this year. If they lose, they ain't even going to the SEC championship.
No, you can't hold it against him. He doesn't have a quarterback.
You totally can't. It's his fault. He had Jalen Hurst.
I mean,
on the team. Yeah, he went with Fromm left early. It's his fault. They're in the quarterback situation.
Any of us would have made. That's like the Tom Coughlin mistake.
Dude.
We all would have hired Tom Coughlin.
That guy's making way too much money to not be held accountable for the quarterback situation.
That's a mistake we all would have made. Give Kirby 1 year, and he'll have a quarterback in there that's a beast, whether it's someone on the roster or not.
Dude, he's got 5 on the squad right now, and none of them are panning out.
I think his best quarterback is a freshman. He's not getting playing time, too.
Well, I agree with that, but why not?
Give him 1 year. Sometimes that happens in college football. Yeah. Sometimes you have a year off. Once you send a guy pro, if your quarterback gets drafted, there's a good chance there's going to be a little bit of a gap between that quarterback and your next one.
Yeah, but he's stuck with Fromm, and Fromm sucks and left early.
Fromm didn't suck.
Dude, Fromm was not good last year.
Christian Charles says a hybrid. What he means is I am a Gator fan, but what happened was I started coaching in the area, and I was coaching kids, and they went to all these different schools in Florida and Florida State and all over Miami, all over the place. So I root for everybody now. I'll say
very convenient, Jason. Very convenient.
I need 2 things for me to root for you. If you're from Jacksonville and I coached you, that's one.
Fair enough.
And the second thing is if you're winning. That's the only other thing I need. So that's the.
He also roots for the Lakers.
Big Lakers fan. Have I mentioned how big of a Tampa Bay Lightning fan I am now?
You are. And what baseball? You like New York?
Oh, huge Dodgers fan.
Dodgers
fan.
Okay.
Yeah, if you didn't know,
it's all coming together.
Yeah. Ramon Jones, welcome, or James. Ramon James, welcome to the chat. He says, Gavin, greetings. Just maybe GM and coaching staff be fired a year too late. New front office and coaching staff picking their franchise quarterback and filling gaps, needing another wide receiver to complement DJ.
The entire coaching staff is gone, except for maybe
Keenan.
Well, Keenan, Chucky. What's Chucky's?
Oh, Gruden. Gruden.
I think Gruden and Keenan stay.
Gone. I think Gruden's gone. McAdoo's gone.
Dude, DC is not going anywhere. That's the point of what I'm saying is Caldwell will be our general manager next year.
God, what a sad.
I know.
Sad.
It's the most awful call ever. But that guy's not going anywhere. He's got some kind of dirt on somebody, or devil goes down to Georgia, signed a contract, soul gone. He will be here next year, guaranteed.
I can't argue with you. I cannot argue with you. I would have fired him 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So I cannot argue with you. I know you're thinking, oh, he didn't work for the Jags 15 years ago. I know.
But he should have fired him before he even came to the Jags. I agree.
Kev B says, keep McCardell, Robisky, and Gruden.
I would not have a problem with that.
No love for Denard Robinson? Are we just tossing Denard Robinson to the curb that quickly after all he did for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
After all Shoelace did for us.
Shoelace. Is that really his nickname, Shoelace?
Yeah, it is. Christian Charles says, yeah, Caldwell is going to be the GM because they let him pick 12 guys last draft.
Yeah. They let him package every deal. Like, I think Khan likes how he does the contracts. I mean, outside of Bortles and Foles, which are two major fails, I mean, he really does do a pretty good job in free agency, and he does a good job with front loading the contracts, not back. I mean, as far as the cap goes,
I can front load contracts. I can do that. Why aren't I GM?
Well, you got to work your way up, man. You start as a recruiter, and then
right.
you train under
application.
You train under the dude at Atlanta that's the guru, and then you move on from there.
I guess we'll see what happens. Good luck with that for me, I guess. Kev B says Robisky is respected by Deion Sanders and lots of pros. Wydock 5,000.
About time.
Seriously, dude. We're 57 minutes in, Wydock. And I know you've had the chat up and you've had the video up. You've just been doing stuff around your house, not commenting. I know you were there, lurking. It's about time. He says, I know our defense is bad, but I want to get Florida tied in with our Rams pick. What do you think?
Dude, that would be the best thing ever. I don't think anybody would knock that. I just don't think they can pull it off.
I'm a little concerned. There's a rumor that came out today via Twitter that Kyle Pitts is thinking about staying.
There's no way. Kyle Pitts cannot be that stupid.
You never know, man. People stay all the time when they're not supposed to.
You're going to go in the top 30 in the draft.
Remember when Justin Herbert went back for his senior year? I mean, it cost him millions of dollars. I mean, it happens time and time again.
I don't know, man. I mean, as a Gator fan, great, but dude, I don't see that happening.
I can see him and Lawrence staying, especially if the Jaguars get the number 1 overall pick.
The number 1, the number 20, they're both they call each other.
Oh, no.
They text each other. Hey, bro, are you doing it? Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Yeah. See you in Jacksonville? Nope. See you in college football next year.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Kev B says Kyle Pitts will go 8-15 overall. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to project a tight end going that high, but he is just balling.
It's hard being a Gator fan and being a homer, but I mean, he makes plays that the catches he makes while he's moving, he shouldn't make. I mean, his hands are ridiculously soft. He stretches the field. He can go up for the ball. I mean, the guy's the total package. I mean, he's awesome.
The first thing that I look for in recruits and scouting, whether it be high school or college, is do they look like a man amongst boys when they're playing?
Yeah, and he does.
And the answer for Kyle Pitts is yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he looks like he belongs in a different league.
Yeah.
He looks like he belongs with a different set of rules. And that's the first sign that's just okay. Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
When you saw Derrick Henry in high school, you're like, this dude belongs in the NFL, and he's 17.
Yeah. He's like that kid's is 5'10" and he's 10, and everybody's like, dude, can I see his birth certificate because this is not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Kyle Pitts is the real deal.
He's the real deal.
But so he's not going to stay. I mean, why would he?
Well, some people really like their college experience.
Some people like a giant check.
Yeah, but these young guys, man, they don't see risk in staying another year the way that we do. They think that they're invincible and that they're just going to play another season, win a national title, get drafted even higher because they're going to have better stats. And
Honestly, if you're that dumb, I don't want you on my team.
I don't think it's dumb.
Dude,
I just
it is
think
straight
it's
dumb.
Immaturity. I just think it's immaturity.
It's dumb.
I don't know. You see it happen all the time.
Dumb.
Ramon James says, Wydock, I agree on Kyle Pitts be drafted to the Jags. He says, or Jordan from Miami. You know, I coached a kid who's a tight end in Miami, and I think he'd be a better fit in Jags, but we'll save that for when he's actually eligible. Christian Charles says, what do y'all think about Joe Brady for head coach? I think that's a good point if this were a Houston Texans podcast. I think Joe Brady is going to be a great coach in Houston because he's probably the highest profile coach out there, wouldn't you? I would say maybe the Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator, Bieniemy. I think maybe he's up there with Joe Brady, but again, you're looking at like a 1-2, and that he is going to go to a better team. The Jags are going to get like the crumbs that are left.
Oh yeah, we're not getting the first pick of anything.
I think Joe Brady's going to have first pick, and I think Bieniemy is going to be the second. I can see Bieniemy going to like, I don't know.
Do you think he leaves KC though? Would you leave that right now? I'm not. I agree, but I'm saying I wouldn't leave that now. Would you?
I think he, like most people, will strike while the iron's hot. So the question is how hot will the iron get?
Dude, they've got at least 2 more seasons of Super Bowl runs, man. I mean,
but I guess what I'm talking about is how much will a team be willing to pay him,
or how much will KC renegotiate
exactly
that contract?
You look at a deal like Jimbo Fisher got at Texas A&M.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, good point.
You're gone. Like you're gone. Like it's not even about winning at that point. It's like you've worked your whole life for financial security, and you.
So the Jags could get him.
Yeah, they could.
That doesn't count towards the salary cap.
They also could get a hologram of John Madden out there if they wanted to.
We're getting.
Could isn't the question. It's will they? And I doubt they will.
I'll tell you who we're getting right now.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna make you throw up in your mouth.
Who's that?
Mike McCarthy.
Oh God,
it's happening.
God, that'd be horrible.
Lock that in.
I'd rather have Ben McAdoo. I'd rather have just promote Ben McAdoo from the quarterback coach position.
I guarantee you, the Jags be jagging. We're getting Mike McCarthy.
C. Breacher says, do you coach a high school team? I do not anymore. I used to. I spent actually a lot of my young athletic administrative life coaching high school football. Now I just do administrative work and I do some training on the side. Specifically high-level athletes, and that's how I get all my information about the recruiting world.
You did coach with a legendary Jaguar, though, correct?
I've coached with a lot of legendary Jaguars.
Yes. Jason is well-connected.
The list would go on and on with players that I've coached with and former players' kids that I've coached and trained, and, man, it's not about me, though.
I once played soccer with Sebastian Janikowski, so that's my claim to fame.
The people that impress me are the former players that are still in just amazing shape. And, boy, I got to tell you.
Talking about Darius?
Donovan Darius.
Dude,
is a shredded beast.
Dude, he's amazing.
He is scary still.
Shredded.
Like,
and he's like a little crazy and will hit. Like, because he did that.
One of my buddies walked up to me that I work with because I get to work with him. And, he goes, can you imagine this guy running full speed?
No. And he was crazy, man. Like, how many penalties did that guy get? Like, if he played in the league right now, like, he wouldn't make it through a whole game.
I would not play if he were on the other team. I would take a knee every time I saw him coming.
Yeah.
I'm down. Please pull my flag, sir.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Ramon James says Jags will go after Jason Garrett.
That's worse than Mike McCarthy. That just made me throw up
get
my
worse
mouth.
than Doug Marrone. I don't even blame Doug Marrone. It's just there's no talent here.
It ain't Doug Marone's fault.
There's no team. There's no team here. There's no team here.
But Ramon asked the question. I mean, we've got like the tie-in with wrestling with Khan Jr. What about like Razor Ramon as our coach? Is he still alive? Like he used to like hype it up, right?
That one's over my head, Joey. Is that a wrestling reference?
That was a wrestling reference from like the 70s and 80s, man.
Okay. All right.
It was a good one though. Just trust me on that.
I remember Sting.
Oh, dude, if that's the earliest wrestling reference that you have, then we need to move on from wrestling.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Next question, please.
Let's see here. Who else do I?
Next question, please.
The Hulk Hogan.
God, good or bad? Was he a bad guy when you watched him?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he was. He absolutely is. Hollywood Hogan.
Fair,
Hollywood Hogan is what he's talking about.
To be fair, my parents didn't let me watch wrestling.
That was probably a good call on their part.
I had to sneak it, and never entertained by the fake stuff. But
fair enough.
So I guess that's our focus is the Jags this week. We're gonna be sitting here on our show on Monday, talking about the Jags game. If we play, Luton obviously there's not high expectations for him. Texans are having their own set of issues. Seems like everyone's tanking. So here comes the real question, Joey. The question that we all want to know from you. Would you bet 5 points the Jags would cover?
No, absolutely not. I mean, at this point, the only fun I can have with the Jags is like to make up these like weird scenarios where we're just going to keep like kicking each other in the nuts. Luton's, dude, he's going to get destroyed, man. I feel bad for the guy. Like, he's not prepared. He's a 7th-round draft pick from a small school. He's got no snaps. I mean, he's going to get lit up. It's going to be ugly, and we're going to lose. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, it's just going to happen. So
that was the most sad minute of, but it's true. It
really is. I mean, it's the absolute truth. And
yeah.
We've got nothing with him. You can't bank anything on that guy. I mean, and it's not his fault. He is what he is. Good for him to get a cup of coffee in the NFL, as Prosser would say. But, dude, it's going to be ugly.
Brandon 0522, which I'm assuming means he was born May 22nd.
He was born in May as well, Brando.
He says he will win out, LOL. Just kidding.
That would be amazing.
I had that thought briefly in my mind today. Like, what happens if Luton just comes in and just goes on a winning streak?
You just picture,
come on.
You just picture like Chark like streaking down the field 60 yards and Luton just dropping bombs to him.
Okay, Joey. The Jags have played 7 games. They're 1-6.
Yeah. If Luton wins
out and they go 10-6.
You drop the the offensive lineman.
Okay. No, Joe. I got a better question.
All right, what is it?
I got a better question.
This is awesome.
Listen, let's chat. We need you here. Brandon, Gavin, Ramon, C, Christian, we need you here. If Jake Luton comes in and the team goes 8-8, do you upgrade at quarterback next year? Do you sign one? Do you draft one? If Luton comes in and he wins 7 and loses 2, do you draft a quarterback? Do you get a quarterback?
That's actually a very easy question, and what the Jags have never done. You always draft quarterback until you have your franchise quarterback. And if you have a quarterback that goes 8-8 that you're not sure about, you don't do what we've done with Bortles, do what you've done with Minshew, and maybe next year we'll see if he's the franchise quarterback.
But he went 7-2 over 9.
Joey. Exactly.
He went 7-2 over 9.
And once again, that'll be the most Jag thing ever. Like freaking Luton jerseys will be slinging around like every store.
Let's see. The chat says Gavin says no. Christian says yes. White Hawk says, I don't know. Would you take Trask or Lance if that happened? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Take the best quarterback you can get.
He says, you put pieces around him because who else would you draft at quarterback? I would be content if we picked one up in the 6th again. And the cycle continues of 6th-round quarterbacks. Christian says, this team hasn't had a good quarterback since Brunell.
And honestly, Brunell was not a great quarterback.
He was good, though.
He was good.
Yeah.
I said,
yeah.
He was good. He was not great.
Brunell was like the first guy that I really was a fan of.
Dude, he had Hall of Famers on his team.
Yeah, that's true. Still, though. Luton would have to be as good as Burrow to go 7-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kev, we're not saying he's not, is what we're saying. He could be.
Luton didn't get the chance to play for LSU because he was in JC, JUCO, man. I mean, not Luton's fault.
Or as Joey would say, gluten-free's fault.
Exactly.
Brandon says, Brown is my last name. I've been watching for a while, and I didn't want to display my whole name anymore, so I changed it. Okay.
Well, Brown, we appreciate you watching for a while.
Brandon.
Seriously.
Thank you. Is 0522 your birthday or your PIN code? Because it's got to be one of those. And we know it's one. Because we all do the same thing. Christian Charles says, well, I like Garrard, though. Thank you. I like Garrard, too.
I like Garrard.
Don't disrespect Garrard ever.
You can't knock Garrard, but he
wasn't
a great quarterback either.
Guy. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Ramon James says if he does that, you hold out and you get a tight end, a wide receiver, and upgrade O-line. So he says you keep him. So a couple people say you keep Luton if he goes on a tear and wins 7 out of the next 9. You're keeping Luton. You're keeping Luton if he wins 7 out of the next 9.
Jags fans have been like so beat down over 25 years at this point that they actually think that formula is going to work at some point. That's why DC still has a job. Like, he's got everybody like hypnotized. Like, yes, we can get like this medium grade quarterback and we're going to win a Super Bowl. It ain't going to happen. I can think of one team that's done that ever, and that was what, Trent Edwards with the Ravens?
Trent Edwards, he played for a lot of teams. Are you talking about when he was drafted, or?
Nah, I mean, I'm trying to think back.
Oh, you mean like bad quarterbacks that won?
Yeah, horrible quarterbacks that have actually done something.
That was Trent
Dilfer, sorry.
In 2001 or 2 with the Ravens. That was Ray Lewis, Ed Reed.
Yeah, so they had like Hall of Famers all around them and a quarterback that wouldn't lose the game for you. The Jags aren't that. We're not going to have all that. We've got to get a franchise quarterback no matter what. I don't care what else is going on. I don't care. Luton could win every single game, have a 150,000 passer rating, 90 touchdowns and 2 picks. We've got to draft a quarterback.
Joey, how are you forgetting that Jake Luton can see over the offensive line?
That we need some taller offensive linemen.
He can see over.
So our offensive linemen are too short.
Like the routes that are happening,
I mean, seriously,
Luton is able to see them.
But that would be the worst case scenario. He comes in and like wins 3 out of 5 and like looks flashy at times and build around him. And my God, man, just get a franchise quarterback. I don't care what it takes. I don't care if we suck for 3 years. Get a franchise quarterback.
Ramon James says that was a trick question, saying it's not fair. And that's not fair because there's 0% chance he goes 7-2. But if it does happen, we'll clip this and we'll get Joey on record as saying that.
But if it did happen, the Jags would keep him, sign him early.
Yeah, and trade Minshew, and we'd go through this whole thing again.
Exactly.
Shane Watson says, I'm finally awake for one of these. I never get people that come in at like midnight and like, I'm finally awake. Like, they must be in a different time zone or something.
Maybe he works second shift.
That's true.
Third shift.
That's true. Christian Charles, but seriously, if it isn't Lawrence or Fields, don't pick a guy. Just pick Sewell.
I would agree with that, except for the fact that I think if we're not in a position to get one of those two, you package up a deal that is insane and you get one of those two.
I mean, that sounds good in theory. I just don't know if it works in real life.
How does it not work? Give your other first-round pick, your second. We've got like 19 picks in the draft next year. If you were
in the opposite position, if the Jags are picking Lawrence or the Jags are picking Fields, if a team offered you every draft pick, would you take it?
Possibly. If I had Daniel Jones or if I had probably 15 to 20 other quarterbacks out there and you could get like 19 picks to build the rest of your team.
Yeah, I guess then.
What
Maybe.
About, yeah.
Shane Watson says he goes to bed early. LOL. That's fair.
Is that Deshaun Watson's cousin?
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's cousin Shane, who also doesn't have COVID. Christian Charles has a Ricky Williams deal. Yes, trade it all. Brandon 0522 says, I'm always at work for these. Nothing like getting paid to watch. And then that's it. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Maybe his boss walked in mid-comment.
He had to shut the laptop down. Like, just close the screen. Yeah, boss.
Yeah, I'm working. A customer walked in.
I love the fact that you watch us at work.
He closes the laptop with the sound still on. So his boss can like hear us talking, but like he closed it.
It's not his real name anyway. He's safe.
He's safe. Oh, man. Well, all right, Joey. We're coming because he works from home. All right. Thank you, Brandon.
So his wife walked in then. What are you doing? It's like, nothing.
Why are you being sketchy? I'm not. I'm working. 75 minutes. That's
yeah, we're done.
That's about it.
We're done.
Coming off a bye week, going into a game that may not happen with COVID.
Actually, we're not done. What's your pick for the Jags game? Who wins and the score?
This week, Jags lose by a lot. I say 12-30.
Jags win 21-17 on the arm of Luton.
Okay. That's a lot of points for Luton. We have a 35-17 projection. We have 1,000-0 projection. Gavin says he's glad he finally made it to one of these and could put some input. Yeah, me too, Gavin. Gavin, give us your score prediction. We'd love to see what you think. Jags are probably going to lose. I think most people are projecting that. Kev B says 14-28 Texans. Yeah, I mean, I just can't see Luton scoring a lot of points with this offense. It's nothing against Luton, but this offense is horrible.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, anybody on fantasy that I have that are playing against the Jags, I started every single one of them. But
exactly,
I haven't been able to pick up Luton, so if I could, I'd take Mahomes out and put Luton in.
Corey Trent says,
Corey,
we need to get some of that Voss water. Has Joey been thinking crazy thoughts with that score?
Hey, that's the big dog. You've got your own live
Joey is so
YouTube
Joey's so
channel,
fancy.
Voss.
He drinks Voss. That's how fancy Joey is.
Nothing but the best.
You know, in my house we drink tap water. Filters change is overdue. Joey brings Voss in.
Hey, trying to pick up a sponsorship, Jason.
I think Corey's saying we need to drink some of that Kool-Aid. I think is what he's saying for sure. We have a 21-14 projection from Gavin. That would be probably a pretty boring game. Shane Watson says he bet the under this week. I don't even know what the spread's at. I would guess 45. Can't be that high.
It's a home game, man.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
18,000 people at the bank cheering on the team. That doesn't factor in.
The Texans are going to score. The Jags aren't.
Wasn't a couple years ago at like 6-3? Like,
yeah,
remember that?
Exactly. That was the Colts, something like that. Isn't that a $10 water? Christian Charles asked.
It was $1.99 on sale. Thank you very much. I mean, it's only like 6 ounces, but you know,
that's why we don't ask for donations on this channel, because
we can afford Voss.
In good faith, I couldn't sit here and ask for donations as Joey's drinking a Voss right here next to me. Can't even imagine like the hypocrisy. Corey Trent says that sponsorship money. Yes. Kev B says imagine the Green Bay spread. Yeah, Green Bay's killing San Francisco. Oof. That game was 6-0, says Christian about the Colts.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just thinking more about bad times for the Jags. That sounds like a good idea. We're going to go ahead and close up shop tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. Good news is our next show is only days away.
Yeah.
So we'll be here on Monday night. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get the notification. We love doing live shows with you guys. The more interaction, the better. It gives us stuff to talk about. We love to hear what you guys feel and think and all that stuff. So we appreciate you guys being here.
If anybody knows where I can find a Luton tank top between now and then, please let us know.
Jersey tee, you can just cut it, like the gym bros do when they're in the gym.
Maybe like bedazzled?
Maybe. I guess I'll be able to hook you up with that.
Yeah.
Alec Wilson says, yo, yo, yo. Bad timing, Alec Wilson. Bad timing. But you can go back and watch the show.
He's still got a shout-out.
Yeah, appreciate you being here, Alec. YDoc 2000 or 5,000 piece. Thank you guys for being here, Joey. Thank you for being here as always.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. And we'll see you next week. Pump the podcast to your friends. Check out the Twitter. And then we'll see you guys next week. As always,